You are a great emperor of the righteous path who dominates the 5 celestial realms and the mortal world. You have slaughtered your way through the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Invincible for an entire era. After achieving ultimate power, you personally buried yourself to dream for 10,000 years. But your family was wiped out by the flames of annihilation. Your ancestral tomb was blasted open, sending your coffin lid flying. At this moment, the young emperor of a bygone era has reappeared in the world. At this moment, in the Lin family's ancestral land, a colossal palm print descended. The ancestral tomb instantly exploded into dust. The members of the Lin family watched their ancestral grave being destroyed, their hearts filled with grief and fury. But just then, a stream of curses echoed from deep within the tomb. Which damn bastard made such a mess here? It's choking me to death. This ordinary curse left everyone present stunned. In the next moment, Xiao Zan's pupils contracted violently. He knew the power of that palm strike. Even an Earth-rank expert of the same level wouldn't dare to receive it lightly. Yet, the man emerging from the Lin family's ancestral tomb was completely unharmed. A sense of dread washed over Xiao Zan, and he instinctively shielded his followers. Meanwhile, the Lin family's head, Lin Bufan, was utterly bewildered. In the next moment, a figure walked out from the dust and smoke. I was just trying to get some sleep. Who the hell blew up my grave? Where is that waste Lin Ruohai? Get him out here, see if I don't beat him to death. Hearing this, Lin Bufan began to tremble uncontrollably. Lin Ruohai was his grandfather. Could this man be the legendary first ancestor of the Lin family? The one who slaughtered his enemies until the heavens bled, forcing the myriad ancestors of the foreign domain into hiding? In the next instant, Lin Bufan dropped to his knees. I beg the first ancestor to act and slay our great enemy. But you just scratched your head, looking utterly confused. Where the hell did you drag me into? Seeing this, a heavenly venerate elder whispered, family head, could this person really be the first ancestor? He looks a bit young. Although Lin Bufan was also puzzled, he feigned composure and shot the elder a fierce glare. What do you know? The first ancestor's power is boundless. Maintaining a youthful appearance is a trivial feat for him. Your gaze then swept across the crowd, sensing that the strongest among them was merely at the peak of the heavenly venerate realm. You spoke with displeasure. Where is that idiot Lin Ruohai? Tell him to see me. What has happened to the Lin family? How is the family head only a heavenly venerate? Your words made Lin Bufan's old face flush with shame. He cautiously began, Senior, Lin Ruohai is my grandfather. He passed away many years ago. Grandfather? Your expression suddenly froze. What the hell? Are you messing with me? I just took a nap. And that much time has passed? Your reaction left everyone bewildered. They had never seen such an unconventional figure, especially with his crude language, which was a stark contrast to the image of the revered first ancestor they had imagined. You then patted Lin Bufan's shoulder and muttered to yourself, this aura, he is indeed from my Lin family. Did I really sleep for that long? Growing agitated at the thought, you shook your head. You, what was your name again? Right, Lin Bufan. Have you ever heard of Lin Yu? As your voice fell, Lin Bufan and the Lin family members behind him trembled, their eyes shining with fervor. With a thud, they all fell to their knees. We pay our respects to the first ancestor. You were a bit startled by this display and scratched your head. Then, remembering something, you spoke with annoyance. Let's put that aside for now. Why did you blow up my tomb? And what's going on with all of you? Not only are you weak, but you all look like you're about to die. Hearing this, Lin Bufan felt a surge of confidence. He quickly explained, First ancestor, someone is trying to annihilate our Lin family. They are the ones who blew up your tomb. It's them. You followed Lin Bufan's pointing finger and looked up. So, it's you who wants to annihilate the Lin family? Xiao Zan shuddered upon hearing this. But the dignity of an Earth-rank expert remained. He forced himself to sound calm. HMPH. It is I from the Xiao family. What are you going to do about it? Others may fear an old relic who has slept for 10,000 years. But my Xiao family does not. As his voice fell, Xiao Zan's emperor-rank aura surged once more, causing the space around him to crackle and split. You nodded. Not bad. Quite good. Then you turned back to Lin Bufan. Show me the direction of the Xiao family. You casually picked up a sword from the ground, looked at Xiao Zan, and said flatly, Annihilation requires the presence of annihilation. Today, I will let you see what true annihilation looks like. With that, you tossed the ordinary, couldn't be more ordinary longsword into the air. Ha ha ha, do you still think this is the era of 10,000 years ago? Times have changed. How dare a relic Dao Tai Di by the ages act so boldly in the present? The one who will kill you today is Xiao Zhan of the Xiao family. In the next instant, Xiao Zhan roared, his body swelling to dozens of feet tall. A myriad of lightning bolts coiled around him as his earth-rank celestial phenomenon manifested, pressing down on you with boundless might. For a moment, mountains crumbled and rivers reversed their flow. Countless powerful experts emerged from their seclusion, their faces filled with terror even from thousands of miles away. But strangely, you remained completely unmoved, just standing there quietly with a faint, dismissive smile. That does have a bit of an emperor's majesty to it. But so what if times have changed? In my presence, who dares to call themselves emperor? Today, I will slay you with this broken sword and bring an end to the Xiao lineage. A golden glint flashed at your fingertips, instantly transforming into a sky full of sword light that enveloped Xiao Zhan's celestial phenomenon. Kneel. With your soft command, the sky of sword light descended with a deafening boom. The Emperor's celestial phenomenon was instantly shattered. The space around Xiao Zhan was torn into countless massive rifts. A vortex of nothingness. Xiao Zhan was ultimately no match. In the next moment, his celestial phenomenon bled, staining the sky red. You glanced at him with contempt. I thought you were a tough one. But you're just a straw bag. With this level of strength, you dare to come to my Lin family and act so arrogantly? It's over, Xiao Zhan. As you raised your finger again, the void trembled. In the next second, the broken sword descended directly from the void, appearing instantly at Xiao Zhan's brow. Xiao Zhan's pupils dilated in shock. For a moment, time seemed to stop. He had no time to react, watching helplessly as the broken sword slowly pierced through him. Boom! His body plummeted from the sky, crashing heavily onto the ground. Lin Bufan's eyes were wide open. He rubbed them again and again, afraid he was seeing things. Then he turned and slapped a nearby elder's cheek with all his might. A sharp crack echoed. The elder's already pale face swelled up instantly. It's not a dream. It's real. It's real. This is the power of our Lin family's first ancestor. My Lin family will no longer be bullied. Ha ha ha. Ignoring the ecstatic celebration of these fools, you slowly walked out, looked down at Xiao Zhan, and asked flatly, "Do you know why I'm leaving you alive?" At this moment, Xiao Zhan had lost all his previous arrogance. His face was filled with terror and humility. Hearing your words, he immediately dragged his broken body into a kneeling position. I beg Ancestor Lin to spare my life. My Xiao family is willing to be your slaves for all eternity. A playful smirk crossed your lips. Xiao Zhan, do you remember what I said earlier? Xiao Zhan was confused, but he still replied with a fawning expression. Please enlighten me, Ancestor Lin. In the next instant, a cold glint flashed in your eyes as you said slowly, "Ha ha, I said I would let the people of my Lin family see what true annihilation is." As your voice fell, in that very instant, a 10,000-foot sword of light appeared in the sky above the Xiao family's territory. The next moment, it slashed down towards the Xiao family's location. Xiao Zhan's face contorted in terror. He turned his head mechanically to look. No, Xiao Zhan let out a great roar, his outstretched hand frozen in midair. He could only watch helplessly as the sword light descended upon his family. The sword light was like a divine judgment from the 9 heavens, cleaving down from the sky. In the next moment, the Xiao family, an imperial clan with a 10,000-year heritage, was reduced to a desolate ruin. Now it's your turn to go. Xiao Zhan and his men had not yet recovered from their grief when they heard your calm words. Their hearts instantly filled with terror. But just as you were about to act, a voice boomed from the void. Fellow Taoist, wait a moment. You frowned slightly and looked up. In a flash, 3 supreme figures stepped out of the void and stood in the sky. Their auras were immense, pressing down on the Lin family members and making it hard for them to breathe. A terrifying wave of power, like a stormy sea, instantly filled the air. Emperors were the true masters of this world. And at this moment, 3 great emperors had appeared simultaneously. Surrounding you, the gathering of 5 emperors was a sight unseen in 10,000 years. The members of the Lin family were already trembling in fear. The mere presence of 3 emperors, even if they stood motionless, was an overwhelming pressure that no cultivator below the venerate realm could withstand. But you remained unfazed. You slowly picked up another longsword from the ground, letting it hover idly over Xiao Zhan's head. Suddenly, one of the emperors spoke. "Fellow Taoist, at our level, there's no need for pleasantries. Let me get straight to the point. Release Xiao Zhan. The foreign domain has been stirring for the past 1,000 years. With one more emperor, our chances of victory will increase." "Ha ha ha, you're killing me. When Xiao Zhan was trying to annihilate my Lin family, why didn't you show up? Now that I'm about to kill him, you all jump out. What? Did a dog see a pile of crap and now you're eager to get a bite?" As your voice fell, a cold light flashed. Xiao Zhan's head flew into the air, his very soul annihilated by the sword qi, his life force completely extinguished. "Now, I've killed him. What are you going to do about it?" You then swept your gaze over the 3 emperors, your eyes full of provocation. The 3 emperors watched in shock and rage as you killed Xiao Zhan right before their eyes. It wasn't that they didn't want to intervene, but your move was simply too fast. By the time they reacted, it was already too late. Just as the 3 emperors were about to speak, their voices were drowned out by the shouts of the Lin family members. "Ancestor, ancestor, ancestor Lin Yu, we, the sons of the Lin family, will die without regret. We will fight to the death and never retreat." At this, the eyes of 2 of the emperors flickered. In the next instant, they froze on the spot, an inexplicable fear rising in their hearts. They exchanged a look and couldn't help but swallow hard. The first ancestor of the Lin family is Lin Yu? But clearly, the other emperor hadn't realized yet. A long, blood-dripping saber appeared in his palm, a 10,000-foot saber light, filled with a bloody and decaying aura, slashed down from the void. That single strike seemed powerful enough to split the world in 2. Its might terrifying to behold. "Stop. Stop it. Hold your hand." The other 2 emperors acted decisively, intercepting the massive saber light. The blood saber emperor was clearly displeased. He demanded loudly, "What is the meaning of this?" "You idiot, we're trying to save you," one of the emperors roared in anger. Emperors are not fools. With that simple sentence, a sense of unease surged in the blood saber emperor's heart. He quickly recalled the shouts of the Lin family members. The first ancestor of the Lin family, Lin Yu. A terrifying thought flashed through his mind. A blurry figure from his memories gradually became clear. In an instant, his face turned deathly pale. He couldn't help but let out a shocked gasp. Seeing the expressions on the 3 of them, you knew they had guessed your identity. "No more pretending. I'll lay my cards on the table. I am indeed the person you're thinking of. The 3 of you, discuss amongst yourselves who dies first." Hearing this, the 3 hurriedly bowed. "Ancestor Lin, your great name has resounded for 10,000 years. You pushed back the myriad ancestors of the foreign domain. That is a great service to the world. We relied on your grace to break through to the Emperor realm. We would never dare to raise a hand against you." Hearing this, you let out a hee-hee laugh, your brow filled with mockery. "Well said. Great righteousness. Great righteousness. And that, great righteousness, allows you to trample on my Lin family as you please?" As your voice fell, you raised your sword and struck. Beams of sword light shot into the sea of consciousness and dantian of the 3 emperors. The once imposing 3 emperors were now like deflated balloons, their cultivation completely destroyed, their legs went weak, and they knelt before the Lin family. "Since you keep talking about the great righteousness of the world and how you had to save Xiao Zhan for the sake of all living beings, then you shall have your wish. A life for a life. One emperor for one undying immortal of the foreign domain. But before that, you will kneel here." As you spoke, a figure involuntarily appeared in your mind. You couldn't help but sigh inwardly. "I wonder if that old bastard from the foreign domain is still alive." Then you turned your gaze to Lin Bufan. "You are the family head. Take your clan back. Do nothing but think, write down, stroke by stroke, every clan and faction that abandoned my Lin family. When I return from the foreign domain, I will personally visit them and extinguish their heritage." As your voice fell, you swung your sword, tearing a rift in the space before you. With a single step, you walked into it. The 3 crippled emperors watched you leave, their hearts pounding wildly. A single person, marching head-on into the foreign domain, to tread upon Mount Ilau and cross the Mingyu River. They never thought this legend would reappear in the world today. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. On the border of the foreign domain, the world was stained blood red. The blood from 10,000 years ago had yet to dry. The moment you set foot in the foreign domain, in the land of darkness, countless pairs of eyes, like brilliant stars, opened and stared fixedly at the border. In those eyes flickered various complex emotions. Even the earth trembled slightly. After a moment of silence, a sinister voice sounded. Lin Yu, retreat. The era has changed. The foreign domain of today is not the foreign domain of 10,000 years ago. Do you think you can still be as invincible as you were back then? But you just sneered in response. And you're so sure that I am still the same Lin Yu from 10,000 years ago? I am standing right here. Come and fight me. Your voice thundered like a drum, shaking the entire foreign domain. These 3 words were like a declaration of war, a most powerful challenge to the myriad clans of the foreign domain. Insolence. Today, my 9 serene nether serpent clan will be the one to end you. The blood feud of 10,000 years. Within the foreign domain, they no longer hid, they acted immediately, burning their own essence, blood and soul. In the next instant, boundless baleful chi formed a cage, dragging you into endless darkness. But you merely shook your body and threw a punch. The cage instantly shattered. Strangely, the 9 serene nether serpent let out a loud laugh. Ha ha ha, Lin Yu, I knew my clan's innate ability couldn't hold you. But even a moment is enough. How will you defend against this? The baleful chi around you instantly dissipated. The samsara curse descended. In an instant, your hair visibly turned white, and your body began to decay. The samsara curse was a terrifying curse that could erode a person's life source. In the next moment, a roar echoed again. With my soul, I shall sever 1,000 years of your lifespan. The 9 serene nether serpent had gone mad. Its eyes filled with determination and frenzy. It knew it couldn't kill you, so it could only sacrifice itself to wear down your life source. It was a war of attrition. This time, they were determined to wear you down to your death. You've been in this damn place for 10,000 years, and you still haven't improved. As your cold snort echoed, in the next instant, your emperor's bloodline burned. Black imprints were forced out of your body, and you returned to your peak state. With a loud roar, your emperor's celestial phenomenon manifested. The magnificent celestial phenomenon was like a god from ancient times, exuding a chilling pressure. You punched again and again, slamming the 10,000-foot body of the 9 serene nether serpent into the ground. Each punch was like the heavens and earth collapsing. Its painful howls echoed throughout the foreign domain. But then, a ruthless glint flashed in the 9 serene nether serpent's eyes. It instantly sublimated its power to the extreme. In the next moment, it opened its blood-red maw and lunged at you. You sneered, "Waste. Since you're so insistent on dying, I will grant your wish." As your voice fell, you struck out with your palm, slapping it on top of the 9 serene nether serpent's head. In that instant, boundless emperor's might erupted. The massive body of the 9 serene nether serpent trembled under this pressure. Its eyes filled with terror and despair. It could only watch as its head was crushed by Lin Yu. Crimson blood, on the dim land of the foreign domain, looked exceptionally glaring. Suddenly, you seemed to sense something. Your brow twitched, and your figure instantly vanished. Boom! The ground where you had been standing was blasted into a deep crater by several powerful auras. He. After 10,000 years, you still look down on me. Lin Yu, a mere 3 undying immortals. I'm afraid that's not enough. Is it? As your voice fell, you threw a punch. The terrifying might instantly sent the 3 figures beside you flying, blood spewing from their mouths. Then, you grabbed the neck of one of the undying immortals and said coldly, "Weren't you going to kill me? Come on." With that, you rained punches on the undying immortal's abdomen. The space around them shattered layer by layer. The powerful force made the entire foreign domain tremble, as if the end of the world was coming. In less than the time it takes to burn half a stick of incense, of the 3 great undying immortals of the foreign domain, 1 was dead and 2 were injured. Countless slumbering emperors of the foreign domain, who had slept for 10,000 years, all revealed fierce glints in their eyes. But their bodies trembled honestly as they tried their best to conceal their auras. He's here again. That feeling from 10,000 years ago is back. Who the hell provoked this god of slaughter? Some of the peaking undying immortals cursed in their hearts, not daring to watch any longer. They could only go back to sleep. You turned again to look at the other 2 undying immortals. I only came to kill 3 people this time. You 2 discuss it. Who will sacrifice themselves for the foreign domain? At least you'll get to keep your corpse intact. If I have to do it. You've seen what happened to the others. 3 breaths. As your voice fell, in the next moment, the dark energy in the void of the dark land instantly stirred. A furious roar echoed, shaking the foreign domain like a thunderclap, rattling people's souls. The 2 undying immortals' hearts jumped, and they both dodged. In the next instant, a 10,000-foot saber shadow suddenly appeared in the void. The saber shadow was enormous, as if it could cleave the sky. In the blink of an eye, it slashed down on your Emperor's celestial phenomenon. In that moment, time seemed to stand still. Then, a shocking saber mark appeared on your chest, exuding an endless aura of annihilation. The powerful force actually made you feel a hint of pressure. A grave look flashed in your eyes. Mian, I let you escape 10,000 years ago. Today, you will be the 3rd. With that, a majestic emperor's might erupted from your body, shooting straight into the sky. In the next instant, endless stars in the myriad worlds of the foreign domain began to fall as you forcibly drove the power of the starry sky. The countless stars spun rapidly, forming a longbow. Your figure in the starry sky appeared exceptionally tall, like a god in control of the stars. Then, your Emperor's celestial phenomenon rose up, knocked an arrow to the bow, and drew it back in one fluid motion, full of domineering presence and majesty. It shot towards the land of darkness, its speed like lightning, impossible to see clearly. Then, your figure also vanished from the starry sky. In the next instant, Mian's saber appeared before him to protect its master. The sky of annihilating chi spread out. A world-destroying strike was firmly blocked. Mian's eyes were cold, a smug smile on his lips. He. Lin Yu, you're old. It's time to make way for the younger generation. As his voice fell, your figure appeared before him like a ghost. FCK off. You said. Your Emperor's fists struck out simultaneously, slamming into the saber. The next moment, with a asterisk crack, the supreme weapon, stained with the lives of countless beings, shattered violently. A blade fragment flew out. You caught it and swung it back. In Mian's shocked gaze, with a asterisk swish, his head rolled to the ground. The entire foreign domain fell into a dead silence. But then you turned to look at the previous 2. 3 breaths are up. I was only going to kill 3. But I don't mind adding 2 more now. As you spoke, you began to walk towards the 2 long-collapsed undying immortals. Enough, Lin Yu. But just then, in the dark void, a voice with no discernible origin or source sounded. In the next instant, the myriad races of the foreign domain, without any warning, all fell to their knees, kowtowing endlessly towards a certain direction in the void. The scene was extremely spectacular, as if they were worshipping a supreme and mysterious being. I have fulfilled our agreement from 10,000 years ago. You have awakened from your 10,000-year slumber and slain 3 emperors upon your return. I did not stop you. Consider it a gift. Give me some face. Let this matter be. You may leave. Seeing this, a wicked smile unconsciously appeared on your lips. You old bastard, you're still not dead? Since I'm here, let's meet. You looked eagerly towards the depths of the void. However, no sound came from the land of darkness. The atmosphere became awkward for a moment. Your smile gradually disappeared, replaced by a trace of dissatisfaction. Old thing, this isn't fun. If you ignore me again, don't blame me for being merciless. As you spoke, you unconsciously tapped your finger in the air. Killing intent spread with your finger. It seemed the voice felt you weren't joking. And it spoke again. Not today. Come back in 7 days. And what if I say no? You raised your foot and stepped forward. Your steps steady. The ground beneath your feet trembled slightly from your killing intent. Then you can try. Just don't blame me for splashing your blood all over me. You smiled. I've already got plenty of blood on me. A little more from you won't make a difference. This casual and relaxed tone, however, stirred an inexplicable anger in the person in the void. You're courting death. With a loud boom, the space beside you exploded. A pitch black, deep ancient path appeared out of thin air. The powerful impact made the surrounding air vibrate. Boundless killing intent raged from within, and the space beside you was cut and crackled. If you have the guts, come in. Hee. Since you've personally invited me, I must accept. With that, you turn to look at the two undying immortals beside you. I'm going to have a chat with your boss. I have a use for these 3 heads. You two watch them for me. If I lose one, I'll use one of you two to make up for it. After speaking, you stepped into the deep abyss ancient path. In the land of void and darkness, everything seemed to be swallowed by the endless dark, with only silence and the unknown quietly spreading. With the asterisk buzz, a sword cry echoed. Sword chi, like a rainbow, descended like the majestic 9 heavens silver river. Your gaze was like a torch, the aura around you boiling. You cursed loudly. You're really going for it. While cursing, you didn't dare to be complacent. The Emperor's order laws instantly covered your entire body. The power of the laws was like golden armor, flashing with a mysterious light in the darkness. Clanking. In the next moment, you threw a punch. The power of the order laws surged out with your fist, meeting the sword skill that poured down like the silver river. The moment the two collided, they made a piercing sound. In an instant, the land of void and darkness lit up, so dazzling that it was impossible to look at directly. Bring out your sword. In the land of void, a faint voice sounded. As it fell, in the sky above, a sword skill even more domineering than the last slashed down again. Your pupils contracted. Endless power of order laws surged out like a tide. From the looks of it, you were going to fill the entire land of void and darkness with law power, weaving it into a complex and powerful great net that swept towards the sword skill. Although you successfully blocked the sword skill, the intense impact, like a mountain collapsing and a sea overturning, struck you, causing the void beneath your feet to crack layer by layer. Damn, so ruthless. I'll say it again. Bring out your sword, or die. The voice sounded again, but it was even colder than before. In the void, a longsword appeared without warning, its body exuding endless killing intent. The killing intent was like a tangible mist that filled the entire space, shooting towards your brow. If I don't show my power, you think I'm a kitty cat? The Emperor's celestial phenomenon shone with a brilliant light, like a supreme celestial god descending. The order laws were like flowing golden light, surrounding the celestial phenomenon. You threw a punch without hesitation. However, the moment the two collided, the Yuan Tian sword disappeared. It was as if it had never appeared, vanishing without a trace. This sudden change left a look of surprise and confusion on your face. What are you doing? Not fighting anymore? Your voice echoed in the void, but there was no response. After a long time, a faint voice came from the land of void. The Yuan Tian sword is gone. Not gone. I sealed it. Get out. A roar like a thunderclap boomed in the void, kicking up a storm of wind and waves. It carried an endless and majestic dark power that swept towards you, instantly forcing you out of the land of void. That old woman, did her period come? Kicking me out like that. So damn annoying. You kicked the remains of Mian's body beside you into dust, gave it a cold glance, picked up the 3 bloody heads, and flew away. Asterisk. Meanwhile, within the GEU, countless powerful experts broke out of their seclusion, their eyes filled with disbelief. The once blazing sun-filled sky was now filled with lightning and thunder, and fierce winds howled. Pitch black lightning, like giant dragons, tore apart the sky. What in the world happened in the foreign domain? More than one great emperor has fallen, as countless powerful experts discussed. The sky was instantly plunged into endless darkness. Another great emperor has fallen. Look at the direction, it's the foreign domain. Go to the Emperor Pass. Find out everything. In an instant, countless powerful experts surged towards the Emperor Pass. At the Lin family's Emperor Pass, with 3 heavy thuds, 3 blood-stained heads rolled onto the ground, you appeared before the Lin family pass, your gaze coldly fixed on the 3 previously crippled emperors. Are 3 undying immortals from the foreign domain enough? The 3 emperors were now terrified, their livers and galls about to split. They shook their heads frantically. No need to kill the foreign domain kings. Xiao Zhan deserved to die. Hearing this, your eyes flashed. You said coldly, so what you mean is, Xiao Zhan's death was for nothing. right? So, as you said before, one GEU emperor for one foreign domain, undying immortal. Shao Zhan doesn't count. And I happen to have 3 heads right here. The 3's pupils suddenly shrank. It seemed they realized something. They almost instinctively exchanged a look. They were about to speak. But in that split second of a glance, in the next instant, they watched in horror as the head of the person next to them separated from their body without any warning. The cut was so neat it was chilling. Blood shot out like an out-of-control fountain. Killing someone and still having to dawdle with you. You say a line. I say a line. Add some dramatic pauses. Wasting so much time. The amount of blades I've collected could forge a divine weapon to protect my Tao. After felling the 3 emperors with one strike, you ran your finger along your longsword. Before the sword's light even appeared, the killing intent was already rampant. Your gaze was cold as you looked into the void. Are you all going to get out yourselves? Or do I have to help you? With that, the sword in your hand shone brightly. Sword light filled the sky. With a series of dull tearing sounds, the space around the Emperor Pass, under the impact of this powerful force, was torn apart like fragile paper. Specks of red spread through the air. The people who had been secretly spying on the Emperor Pass were instantly thrown into chaos and panic. Those who fled quickly were lucky enough to escape with their lives. But those who relied on their own strength, thinking they could leave at their leisure, became decorations under the starry red sky. At this time, the members of the Lin family had long since knelt on the ground. Seeing you look over, they shouted in unison, "We pay our respects to the first ancestor." Don't call me first ancestor from now on. Change the title. Don't ask. Just think of one yourselves. Follow me inside. With that, you were the first to walk into the main hall. Lin Bufan cautiously handed the list in his hand to you. Ancestor Lin. Hearing this, you waved your hand in extreme exasperation. Whatever. You looked at the list in your hand, your brow furrowing deeper and deeper. You spoke with displeasure. Not a single one? Lin Bufan sighed deeply. Not a single one. They were all afraid. 5,000 years ago, the 3 ancient clans descended together. They claimed that the sacred flame they had worshipped for generations, which they said was eternal and undying, had issued a decree. The 3 clans would be sealed in the void. And only when the great Tao of heaven changed and the GEU was on the verge of collapse would they descend upon the world. As for their agreement with us, their promise to protect the Lin family for generations, they said it was just a casual joke. And that the Lin family shouldn't take it seriously. At this moment, your face was so dark it looked like water could drip from it. Your eyes seemed to burn with a towering rage. Good, good, continue. As for the Zulong Island of the Taishu realm and the ancient Black-Yellow clan, they disappeared for some unknown reason. Lin Bufan rattled off a long list of things. You listened quietly, the anger in your heart growing harder and harder to suppress. Finally, this anger reached its peak. With an earth-shattering boom, the Lin family's main hall, seemingly unable to withstand the Emperor's rage, exploded into pieces. The other people in the sudden explosion scrambled to dodge in panic. Lin Bufan, already weakened from being crippled, was hit hard by the shockwave. He spat out a mouthful of blood, his face instantly turning pale as paper, his body swaying as if he could fall at any moment. You glanced at Lin Bufan, a complex emotion flashing in your eyes. Then you tapped your finger lightly, and a stream of pure Emperor's essence entered Lin Bufan's body. This is my Emperor's origin essence. It can help you repair your broken meridians. The remaining energy in your Dantian is enough for you to break through to the quasi-Emperor realm. Lin Bufan's eyes lit up. He knelt down without hesitation. Just as he was about to speak, you interrupted him. Spare me the pleasantries. Guard the Lin family for me. I'm going to settle this debt right now. Those who betray trust and abandon righteousness must die. Hearing this, Lin Bufan slowly stood up, his eyes seeming to struggle with something. He opened his mouth as if to say something, but then held it back. His hesitant appearance annoyed you. If you have something to say, spit it out. Stop dawdling. The Lin family's great elder pushed Lin Bufan aside. You're so slow. Ancestor Lin, we actually just wanted to ask, why haven't you had any children all these years? Is it that some parts aren't working properly? As he spoke, his gaze couldn't help but drift downwards. Thinking of this, the great elder spoke again. Although our Lin family has declined, We still have a few Dao Saint medicines in our treasury. You can use them as you please. They might have some effect. However, what the Great Elder didn't know was that your silence was not an admission, but you desperately trying to suppress the rage in your heart. Looking at the Great Elder's pitying gaze, you couldn't help but feel a chill. You gritted your teeth and said, Lin Bufan, does my word have authority here or not? Lin Bufan was startled and quickly said, Ancestor Lin, with just one word from you, anyone in the Lin family can commit suicide on the spot. Good. Take this. What's your name? The Great Elder stepped forward. Ancestor Lin, this junior is the Lin family's Great Elder. Lin Jiba. Hearing this, you almost choked. Then you roared, Lin Bufan, break all 3 of this man's legs. With that, you vanished. Family head. Why was Ancestor Lin angry? And what did he mean by his last sentence? Lin Jiba asked, confused, turning to look at Lin Bufan. You, family head, what are you doing with those scissors? Calm down. Asterisk. At the peak of Tianqi in the extreme north, you stood with your head bowed, your voice sounding a little lonely, and Kang sang, Old friend, it's been so many years. It's time for us to meet again. Amidst your Gankai, there are always some untimely voices. Who are you? Why are you trespassing on my clan's forbidden land? A burly man was glaring at you, exuding a powerful aura. Your clan? Are you from the Shui clan, blood clan? The man glanced at you contemptuously and retorted without any politeness. Nonsense. Are you blind? In this world, besides the Shui clan, who else can occupy such a vast expanse of the extreme north? Hearing this, you nodded, a mocking smile on your lips. Oh, so the Shui clan still exists? I thought you were all extinct. Insolence. I think you're looking for death. Hearing your words, the man was furious. He clenched his fists tightly, and in the next instant, his aura surged. He took a step forward and rushed towards you, the ice layer under his feet instantly shattering. But you just lifted your foot and kicked him hard in the face. The man who was just shouting was sent flying. Then you shouted towards the distance. Shui Yinshin, get your ass out here. Before long, several figures slowly appeared, from their hurried and flustered steps. It was clear how nervous they were. Shui Yinshin looked at your back, his body trembling violently and uncontrollably. Without any hesitation, he dropped to his knees with a thud, his voice trembling with deep respect. Master. Seeing this, you smiled. It's rare that you still recognize me as your master, but some of the things you've done have been quite disappointing to me. It's been 10,000 years, and you're already an emperor. Your lifespan must be almost at its end. That seemingly ordinary sentence of yours fell on Shui Yinshin's ears like a bolt from the blue, striking him to his core, shaking his very soul. Seeing their own ancestor so humbly kneeling before you, while you stood with your back to them, acting high and mighty, a wave of anger surged in the hearts of the other Shui clan members. Although they didn't dare to curse you directly, they couldn't help but express their dissatisfaction in a sarcastic way. In the next moment, a stunningly beautiful woman among the Shui clan members spoke up. You've slept for so long your brain has turned to mush. Our ancestor took a Dao Saint medicine 1,000 years ago. His blood qi is vigorous right now. You can't even see that? I doubt you're even an emperor. As the woman's voice fell, Shui Yinshin shot up and, without hesitation, slapped her across the face. He roared in fury, Shui Qing, you insolent girl, do you know who you're talking to? His anger not yet subsided. He turned his attention to the middle-aged man next to the woman, kicking him to the ground. Shui Wudao, is this the kind of daughter you raised? Are you trying to get the Shui clan killed? Then he knelt down again, bowing his head deeply. Master is right. My, Shui Yinshin's end is near. I will pass away soon. Shui Yinshin's words carried a hint of tragic helplessness. He was willing to die. He only hoped to preserve a sliver of the Shui clan's bloodline. The woman was stunned by the sudden slap, a trace of disbelief and grievance in her tone. She didn't understand why just a few words from her would provoke such a strong reaction from her ancestor. However, Shui Yinshin was now utterly enraged by Shui Qing's behavior, both angry and disappointed. He had always thought Shui Qing was clever and intelligent, but her performance today was a great disappointment to him. He immediately slapped her again and shouted, apologize to the master, or don't blame me for being righteous and killing my own kin today. You then waved your hand. All right, stop acting. Since you're here, just wait. I'll get my old friend back first. I'm sure you haven't seen him in 10,000 years either. Then you took a step and stood on the mountain peak. Then you slowly raised your right hand. And the light of the great Tao poured out from your palm, shooting straight into the clouds. The light was incredibly brilliant, instantly illuminating the originally dim northern snow plains. At the same time, the Tianqi below seemed to sense something. The originally calm water surface rippled, and a vast and boundless power was awakening. In the blink of an eye, from the depths of the Tianqi, a terrifyingly vast killing intent filled the air. Then you flicked your finger, and a drop of Emperor's essence blood flew from your fingertip, accurately dropping into the Tianqi. In an instant, the sword light within the Tianqi was like a suddenly rising sun. Dazzling and radiant, the intense light made it almost impossible to look at directly. With the asterisk buzz, a clear and distant sword cry echoed between heaven and earth. The longsword in the Tianqi was awakened, and with a world-destroying aura, it shot into the sky. Shui Yinshan, as an emperor, had always been a high and mighty existence in his clan, possessing supreme authority. When you arrived, the thought of resisting did not fail to cross his mind, but he was one of the first to follow you back then. He knew your strength better than anyone. It was a kind of unfathomable power that surpassed ordinary people's imagination. In just an instant, the thought of resisting vanished like a bubble in his mind. At this moment, you grasped the longsword. The moment the sword entered your hand, it let out a series of low hums. Yuan Tian sword, it's been 10,000 years. We meet again. The human heart is unpredictable. The world will betray you. Only you will not. When you are unsheathed, you must drink blood. I was naive before. From today on, I will let you drink your fill. Shui Yinshan, are you ready? Hearing this, Shui Yinshan's heart was filled with sorrow and determination. He turned to look at the Shui clan members. Today, it is our Shui clan that has betrayed the oath of the past. You must pay the price. After I die, no one in the Shui clan is to harbor resentment. For this life and this world, the Shui clan will swear allegiance to the Lin family and never repeat today's mistake. With that, Shui Yinshan kowtowed heavily to you a few times, then slammed his palm onto his own head. With a dull thud, the emperor ancestor who had dominated the Jiyu for 10,000 years killed himself on the spot. The cries of the Shui clan members sounded exceptionally piercing in the silent northern snow plains. The noise annoyed you a little. But strangely, seeing this, you just frowned slightly. In the next moment, your longsword was suddenly unsheathed, stirring up streams of blood. The speed was so fast that people had no time to react. The Yuan Tian sword, having slept for 10,000 years, was now greedily absorbing this fresh blood, its blade glowing with a faint blood-red light. Your gaze swept disdainfully over the dead Shui Yinshan, your tone icy. I am a man of my word, but I never promised you that I would spare your clan after you died. One act of disloyalty, a lifetime of mistrust. I still understand this simple principle. But just as you turned to leave the extreme north, you seemed to think of something. The next moment, you turned back, and the Yuan Tian sword swung violently. With the might of heaven and earth, the northern snow plains instantly exploded. The powerful force made the entire land tremble. The extreme north instantly turned into a churning sea of snow, like a raging tide descending from the sky. In the blink of an eye, it completely submerged the Shui clan. From then on, the Shui clan was completely wiped from this world. Then, you flipped through the death note recorded by Lin Bufan, crossed out the Shui clan, and returned to the Emperor Pass. You looked towards the direction of the foreign domain, a barely perceptible sadness in your eyes. Peaceful days are not for the ungrateful. What I can give you, I can also take back with my own hands. Today, I will change the rules of this world. With that, you flashed into the air, your eyes tightly closed. The Yuan Tian sword slowly raised above your head. You seemed to merge with heaven and earth. After an unknown amount of time, you suddenly opened your eyes. Two golden lights shot out from your eyes into the sky. The laws of the great Tao, like roaring giant dragons, charged towards the heavens with endless majesty and power. The Yuan Tian sword in your hand trembled slightly. Fellow Taoist, please stop. For the insults the Lin family has suffered, we are willing to help you reclaim them one by one. Just then, From beyond the horizon, the voices arrived before the people did. These voices carried urgency and anxiety, echoing in the sky. Get lost. With a furious roar, endless anger and the powerful force of the great Tao, carrying an aura of destruction, spread out like a tidal wave. The terrifying power was like an invisible giant wall, forcefully blocking the people who came to stop you outside the Emperor Pass. Unable to get any closer. Then, a cold glint flashed in your eyes. You stared fixedly at the people who had been blocked. When my Lin family was insulted, you didn't come. When the traitors threatened me, you didn't come. When I fought the foreign domain, you didn't come. What are you here for now? A bunch of selfish cowards. You only know to wipe your nose after the snot has run into your mouth. You only know it hurts when the blade cuts your own flesh. It's too late. It's time for you ungrateful wretches to pay back the debt of 10,000 years. With that, the Yuan Tian sword in your hand trembled violently. Endless dark purple sword light shot out from the blade into the clouds. The laws of the great Tao clung to the sword light, and the killing intent between heaven and earth rose to its extreme. Yuan Ming, you called out again. In the dark void of the foreign domain, a faint light, like a sleeping giant being awakened, was at first very weak, but in the blink of an eye, it shot into the sky. The golden light of the great Tao was as dazzling as the sun, echoing the blood-red and purple light of the Yuan Tian sword. The two lights intertwined in the sky, like two ultimate powers of heaven and earth colliding and merging. At this moment, an ethereal voice sounded from within the foreign domain. As if receiving an order, the sword light from the sky slashed down. Boom! Where the sword light passed, the space shattered like fragile glass. Black rifts spread through the void, devouring all matter and energy that came near. Mountains and rivers collapsed, giant rocks rolled, and the earth trembled. The once symbolic Emperor Pass, the human defense against the foreign domain, a 10,000 Zhang city, suddenly collapsed. In Mount Ilau, formed from countless resentful souls, streams of dark light shot out from the cracks, and then it visibly disintegrated, turning into nothingness. At this moment, the water of the Mingyu River, filled with the air of the netherworld, boiled and surged in towering waves. As the sword light raged, the water of the Mingyu River evaporated bit by bit, completely drying up. Within the Jiyu, countless people at this moment felt a shock from the depths of their souls. Their bodies trembled like leaves in the wind. It's really over now. The Emperor Pass has collapsed. The foreign domain is going to invade. We're all going to die. At this time, the old monsters who had been in seclusion for many years also woke up, breaking out of their seclusion and turning into streams of light, rushing towards the Emperor Pass. In the land of void, a pitch-black figure, like a ghost, slowly appeared from the sky, its body covered in black mist, its appearance unclear. Today, my foreign domain will reappear in the world and declare war on you. Prepare to be slaughtered. As his voice fell, and as the myriad races of the heavens despaired, you, holding the Yuan Tian sword, had a slight smile on your lips, a smile that carried a fatal coldness. Today, I Lin Yu, declare to the myriad races, for the past 10,000 years, all who have wronged my Lin family, I will visit you one by one, annihilate your heritage, and exterminate your bloodline. Just then, a man stood up and said loudly, Lin Yu, you are of the human race, yet you want to help the foreign domain? Aren't you afraid of being scorned by the myriad worlds of the heavens? Destroying the Emperor Pass is an act against both gods and men. Creating such boundless slaughter, aren't you afraid of being attacked and destroyed by the world, your Lin family? As he spoke, countless people voiced their support. The sound of condemnation against you rose and fell. The man, seeing that he had the support of the crowd, became even more confident. The Lin family is the shame of our Jiaya's myriad races. We should unite to destroy the Lin family first, then the foreign domain. Seeing this, you frowned slightly. Your originally smiling face now turned grim. Who are you? I am Fan Wuju of the Fan family of Jubei City in the Jiu. You want to play the hero? You asked. But your tone was teasing. I Fan Wuju, am not afraid of death. I do this only for the great righteousness of the world. You can kill me, but can you kill everyone here? Fan Wuju's voice was loud, but it trembled slightly. He was trying to threaten you with morality. You nodded. Well said. Then your gaze slowly swept across the crowd, your eyes full of killing intent. Do you all think so too? The fan family of Jubei City, point me in a direction. Hearing this, Fan Wuju broke out in a cold sweat. He stammered, What do you want to do? Give up that idea, I won't tell you. As he spoke, a treasure, the Pax Chenji, emerged from the void in your palm. It was obtained from the 3 emperors. Whoever tells me the location of the fan family of Jubei City, this is his. Your voice was not loud, but it clearly reached everyone's ears. In the blink of an eye, a person flew out first. Pointing a finger, a beam of light lit up 1,000 miles away. Although it was faint, it was enough. You didn't waste any words. The Yuan Tian in your hand slid, and a 10,000 zhang sword light slashed down from the sky above the fan family. The sword light was like a heavenly punishment, instantly blasting the fan family into dust, leaving nothing behind. Then, before Fan Wuju could react, you swung your sword again. Fan Wuju didn't even have time to beg for mercy before his body was instantly torn apart by the sword light. Countless pieces of flesh and blood raining down from the sky. Seeing you slaughter the fan family, the person who had pointed the way said, trembling, Senior, this is for you. Thank you for reminding me. You really are a good person. With that, you tossed the Pax Chenji into the man's hands. The man's face was ecstatic as he caught it, his eyes flashing with greed and joy. But before his smile could fade, he saw a cold light flash before his eyes, so fast that he had no time to react. You reached out and took back the Pax Chenji. I keep my word, I gave it to you. This time, I'm robbing you. From within the crowd, someone shouted, Run! In an instant, countless powerful experts fled in all directions. You watched those fleeing figures. Not a trace of pity in your eyes. The Yuan Tian sword in your hand slowly flew out. In an instant, streams of sword light, like a torrential rain, poured down from the sky. Every time a beam of sword light fell, a mist of blood would splash up. As the sword light raged, endless blood chi flew from the distance, continuously pouring into the Yuan Tian sword. Even your own eyes began to show traces of blood. After the last trace of blood chi entered the Yuan Tian sword, you shot into the sky, holding the longsword, and flew away. Outside the void, you held the Yuan Tian and swung it violently, forcefully tearing open a rift. Then you stepped out. 3 vast and boundless islands came into view. The moment you appeared, from within the 3 islands, 3 magnificent and bangbo auras instantly surged out. In the blink of an eye, they arrived beside you. Without any hesitation, they knelt on one knee. We welcome the Master's return to the GEU after a dream of 10,000 years. You looked at the 3 people before you, a playful smile on your lips. If Shui Yinshan weren't dead, he should really come and learn from you guys how to act.